there we go. All right, here we go. Salute to Knicks Nation on this Wednesday evening. Another Knicks Fan TV and Bleacher Report simulcast. CP the Fanchise in the building. Special guest, our guy George is back with us, man. Into the Knicksverse. On today's show, we got to talk about how the Orange and Blue Boys bounce back after a disappointing closeout night at the Garden. Hey, they put some more work for themselves on the docket, and they will go back to Detroit, and we're going to talk about how they take Game 6, man. So lock in, hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel. We'll leave the Discord up if you guys want to get some calls in. And let's get to it, man. Let's get right to business, man. Hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to our sponsors of today, Morgan & Morgan, LinkedIn, and Car Gurus. We'll talk to you about those guys in a little bit, but let's get into it, man. How you feeling, man?
I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted, man.
Likewise. I needed as much time as I could get to get over the sting and get over the loss. It was brutal, man. I needed a lot of time before I could really tap in on this team, man. What'd you think? What'd you think about what happened last night there, man?
You know, last night's game, if things go kind of the way that game unfolded, if that continues moving forward, there's going to be a lot of changes.
Yeah,
with the team, the franchise, which I've had my issues with Thibs, obviously, but I wanted the team and Thibs to just rise above all the issues and give us a real fun ride in these playoffs. Come in, win in 5. Last night would have done that. Then they move on to play the Celtics and give them a good, hard-fought series. Last night's game puts me on basically it's opened up this door where I kind of feel like they're not going to get it together. Not that they're going to lose this series. I think they're going to win this series. But if we play, let's just put it this way. If those guys on the other side were wearing green with the Celtics on their chest, this would have been a blowout. This would have been one of those blowouts we saw during the regular season. And that's kind of what I'm expecting to continue now. And that alone is very disappointing. Very disappointing. I'm trying to keep it, PG.
Yeah.
Plus, it's the afternoon here. I can't get that riled up.
It is the afternoon show. Yeah, and hey, man, even family show and all that. I dropped the F-bomb, last night. Now, I was a little sauced up, to be honest with you. The scotch was flowing through my veins with the adrenaline and the anger. So, I even dropped the F-bomb, which was uncharacteristic of me. But hey, it's the playoffs, man. And I agree with you in that, obviously, I don't think they're going to lose the series. But if they did, if they did, I think the changes that would come immediately is going to be with the coach. Like, I've always felt that. However, when I look at last night's game, I go back to game 2, where even though this team flawed and all, this just wasn't who they are. Even though you get yes, there's questions of who's their identity, who are these guys. I think these guys played like garbage. And it's disappointing that they would in a closeout game. You know what I mean? Because it just shows, and we're going to talk about the third quarter, how they start. Their lack of killer instinct is what bothers me a lot. And, I'm at the game, I'm watching, and before that, I'm walking through. CP, what do you think? I'm like, let's see how they start. This is what I told everybody. Let's see how they start out the gates. Before you knew it, they were down 9-2. Took them 10 minutes to score, get back into the game. And so I'm like, all right, here we go again, man. Sluggish, the energy. You look at the big 2, lackluster. Towns definitely needs more touches, but 9 of 30 combined between your 2 all-stars. The decision making was mind-boggling. Between the bad turnovers, decision making by Thibs. Yes, we could talk about it. Where was Brunson and Hart in that closeout? Totally understandable. But again, like I put the effort or the lack thereof and that killer instinct. I put it a lot on these players, man. They did not have the energy that was needed to take this game, knowing that you're going up against a desperate team, knowing that, hey, new officiating crew, they're going to call it tight. They missed the goaltend, blatant goaltend. I mean, they were all over the place.
Oh, my God. The Mikal Bridges?
Unbelievable.
The backboard?
Unbelievable.
No, they even show it in the highlights of NBA TV.
Yeah.
They go, let's look at that again.
Terrible. Yeah. But I spoke to Han before the game. Han was like, hey, you know how they're going to beat tonight? I said, yeah, you know how they're going to beat tonight. Got to play through it. They did not do that. And to me, this was on the team for not executing. But as we've seen, this is why I am confident in them, because as you've seen after game 2, when they correct and they go out there, they move the ball, they fight. I didn't think their defense was all that bad. Like, it was okay. But I think just like in game 2, they will make the proper corrections. It's going to be tougher again. You expended a lot of energy into insult to injury. Your point guard got hurt again, and so did Josh Hart.
Yeah, one thing. What was Brunson's injury?
Well, I'm gonna pull it up here. So to everybody in the chat once again.
I don't really remember that moment. Then I was like, oh, he was kind of looking like he was kind of limping.
Yeah.
Most of the game.
Yeah.
He always has that kind of gait.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's hard to tell. And when he came back into the game for those final 20-something seconds, he was totally limping. So,
yeah. I mean, it looks like he caught his foot in like some sort of divot in the floor at Madison Square Garden.
Oh, that's right.
And tweaked his ankle again. He keeps tweaking it, retweaking it all the time. And, that's the risk of injury with those sprained ankles. That's why they try to keep him out as long as they could. But I'm going to pull it up here for everybody to see, for people at home who may not have seen. The floorboard moved. So
it had to be him. It had to be that ankle.
Yeah. I mean, man, bro. I mean, man. If I'm James Dola, man, I'm looking at my captain, who I don't know, man. I'm showing it right now. Like, the whole floor bent. That was crazy.
Freakish. And then Josh Hart's like landing hard on his wrist.
Yeah.
I think is what it was. I thought he got kicked in the nuts at first, or right there. You can see the floorboard totally. Any player that steps on there, that would happen to them.
Yeah. But either way, look, I think both of those guys, there's no injury report going into Game 6, so those guys are they're gonna go out there and fight. But that's what we need.
Oh, they already came out with the injury report?
Yeah. According to Ian Begley, no injuries to going into Game 6.
Okay.
Stewart on the Detroit side is questionable, but nothing for the Knicks.
I had to watch the TNT broadcast, and they had Grant Hill.
How was he?
He's good. Obviously, we're spoiled. So everybody. The only guys that are really good, other than Breen, are the LA Clippers guys, Fratello, and I forgot the other guy's name. They're I learned so much about basketball.
Yeah.
Listening to them, which is the same for us. We grew up with Marv.
We lost the video. Lost George's video. We'll get him back on here. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys, man. CP the Fanchise. We got George, a.k.a. Into the Knicksverse, in the building, man. Just rehashing on last night's game. Okay, we got you back now.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that.
No problem.
He said, Grant Hill, at the beginning of the second half, like right before we're going to start, he said he smelled fatigue. And then he said, look, man, it's 3 games in 5 nights, and these are battles. He smelled fatigue, and I think
you could see it.
Yeah, I think that's what we saw in first quarter. They're down 9-2. They weren't ready for the intensity that the Pistons were going to have no matter what.
Right.
And then on top of that, their backs are against the wall.
Backs against the wall. That's why I was concerned. That's why I was like, when everybody's like, yo, CP, you think, are we going to close out? I said, let's see how they start. Because you're right, man. 3 and 4 were battles.
Oof.
They were battles, man. That all went down to the wire. Physically, emotionally draining. I mean, listen.
On the road.
Yeah, it's on the road.
Travel back.
You got to fight through that. So, you know, that was frustrating. Definitely frustrating. But, hey, you definitely have some more shots to get this thing done. And, look, I think they will. But overall, man, you look at the box score, man. Like I said, your big two go 9 for 30, 15 turnovers. And the free throws, man. You shot 59% from the free throw line, 16 of 27. That's terrible, man.
The Knicks held the Pistons to 27% from the three-point line.
And he lost.
42%. And they lost. I mean, that's if you had told me that Malik Beasley was going to shoot 4 of 11 and who else? Timmy Hardaway, 2 of 10, and we were going to lose this game, I would never believe that.
Yeah. It's just like game 2, man. Opportunity lost once again, man.
Totally. I'm so frustrated by it. Man.
Yeah.
It's just to me, this is a harbinger. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I love using that word. I think it was Clyde who first spun it out on us. A harbinger of, I hate to use the word doom, but it feels like that. I don't think this team is prepared for the next opponent at all, the Celtics. And I know it's a lot to go, to jump ahead and talk about that. But we kind of have to. It's our job. It's our job to kind of see all the angles. I saw some good coaching from Thibs early on in the series, but in my opinion, Game 4 was not a good coaching job by him. But it was an example of the players just basically rising above the situation and pulling off a really big win on the road. I mean, the Pistons wanted that win badly. Now we got lucky. We got a little lucky with the calls at the end. But I've already gone into that before. But I would not. It'd be hard. Right now at the moment, the remaining surviving teams in the East, I would put the Knicks probably at the bottom of those teams right now. With the Pistons. Now the talent on the Knicks, of course, the talent wins out. We definitely have the best players overall, but it's how the team plays.
Yeah,
ultimately matters. So at this point, we are ahead 3-2. That's the beauty of getting a 3-1 lead in a series. We take care of business on game 6 on Thursday, and then we play the Celtics on Monday. So that gives them about 3 nights of nothing to rest up and prepare. But man, the Celtics, they're a little bit banged up too.
Yeah. Well, the thing with the Knicks, why it's like, even if you want to look ahead to the next round, I mean, you talk about this, how they start. Let's look at these third quarter numbers. So to everybody in the chat right now, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Let's look at these third quarter numbers. Minus 28 net rating, the lowest in the playoffs. They shoot 30. They're shooting 38% from the field, second lowest in the third quarter. 7.2 rebounds, their lowest in the third quarter. 3.2 assists, the lowest in the third quarter, and a minus 33 in the third quarter, the lowest in the playoffs. I haven't even looked at what the Celtics numbers are, but I can guarantee you they're either number 1 or at the top.
Yeah.
They have that killer instinct.
I feel like the only I'm thinking about the first quarter as well.
Yeah.
I think only game 4 we got off to a good start.
Yeah.
Right? Game 1.
No, 3, they definitely got off to a good start in 3.
In game 3.
Both of them. Yeah.
Game 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we held on and we won. I
mean,
it's just not a good sign when they get off to a bad start.
Bad start. So you're gonna need another one of those for Game 6. Like I said yesterday, I almost rather Game 5 be on the road, man. The way they came out at the Garden, but you're gonna need another one of those in Game 6. I think they will have more fight to them. But just coming out the gates in the third quarter again. Is that a lineup situation? Like, one of the things that I was encouraged by that was certainly a positive is the minutes that they're getting out of Mitch. I like the Block Nest Monsters minutes. I like the Twin Tower unit. I like that. And especially if you're going to bring Paul Reed out there, like, I like that Mitch lineup, man, because right now, the Knicks starting five has got a net rating at minus 8.2.
Incredible. And I think the Pistons have the best plus minus for all the starting lineups in the playoffs right now.
So
like they're plus 30 or something against us.
Yeah, and that's why, the Hart thing is so interesting, because in 3 and 4 I thought he was great, but you just don't know. I got to go to Mitch early, man. As we saw in those third quarter stats, they're not getting after it on the boards. They're not shooting the ball well. So, hey, if I got Mitchell Robinson out there and I can get second chance opportunities to get me some better looks at threes, I got to go with it. So, yeah, he's probably going to start Hart. Obviously, he's going to start Hart going into the third. But if they're getting out slow again, I'm going Mitch early. Because right now, he's your most reliable bench piece right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And the more forward time he gets, the better he's gonna become.
Yeah.
I did feel like he's not really the Mitch that we're used to.
Sure.
The hands aren't there yet. He's not looking for the ball. They're trying to throw him the ball.
How about that yesterday, man?
There were 3 possessions, like within a minute and a half or whatever,
bro,
that were total disasters.
I mean, you had Bridges throwing it half court to Mitch. So what do they think he's, Jerry Rice? Stevie Wonder wouldn't throw that pass to Mitch.
That was unbelievable. And even just in traffic. There's certain ways to deliver the ball to him. Yeah, OG, he tried to do. You
have to be precise when you pass the ball to Mitch. It has to be perfect. Without any type of interference, any hand. You got to be precise. You literally got to place it in his hands.
Basically.
Or
hand it off.
Yeah, or you're better off taking a shot and let him grab a rebound. You know what I'm saying? I think one of the ways they got him I think it was either Payne or Deuce, one of them, in a pick and roll, because they can none of the guards can throw him a Gotham lob. So I think one of them had to throw a layup off the glass to let it carry him off the other side to get him the ball. That's how you're gonna get
Deuce. That was Deuce. That was Deuce. Pointed at him from the floor.
Yeah, that was Deuce, man. But
that was RJ's old move. Just get it up on the glass, no matter what.
Yeah,
Mitch will clean it up.
RJ used to be able to throw the lob to Mitch the best.
Yeah, he was actually the best Knick so far at doing that. But and it's demoralizing to watch Duren get fed around the hoop, and we can't achieve one single successful lob to Mitch Robinson.
The guards can't get him going, man. That's a little disappointing, man.
It's all those little things, man.
Yeah.
All those little things, they just pile up and they get exposed in the playoffs when you have a team that's fighting for their life. Let me tell you, if it weren't for the miracle threes at the end, the one by OG and the one from McCall in the corner, this is not nearly as close.
Yeah, I had no reaction to that run. I was already tight. I was already pissed off. And I'd already felt like it was a wrap, and that they weren't going to take it. Even like the OG Miracle 3, I was sitting there, just standing there, rather, because the Garden was dead. The place was a library in there. But yeah, I did my part.
This is the timeout with 4:16 left. It was after Bridges hit a layup. Mm-hmm. Score was 95-92. Why did Thibs call that timeout then?
I gotta go back and look.
Yeah, that's the confusing one, because we had just called a timeout at 5:01, and that's what got Mitch into the game. So it was 91-90. Pistons were ahead. 5:01. Calls a timeout. Mitch comes in for Towns. It was during free throws. That's what it was. In between the free throws. So he called a timeout. Cunningham was at the line. And then Bridges misses a fadeaway Duran gets the rebound, jump shot, a three-pointer for Cunningham. Now it's 95-90. And Thibs calls another timeout. So when then he was forced to call a timeout at 2:57, he was left with only one.
Yeah, one left.
And both his guys are out. And the score was 97-95. It was a game. It was a game. So, okay, you sit Brunson. That was when Brunson rolled his ankle? Or
yeah,
had he already been playing a little
it seemed
bit?
like him and Hart came out the game at the same time.
And then campaign, he misses his money ball, a floater in the lane. He hits those all the time.
It's brutal. I mean, but let's talk about that, man, because that's another thing. Again, like, if we talk about, hey, if this team advances, like, why you're just not where the Celtics are. The bench has been brutal, man. You know, I mean, let's talk. I mean, what's up with Deuce? Right now, 15.8 minutes per game. He's averaging 4 points. He's shooting 26.9% from the field, bro. 25 from three. This is supposed to be a six-man. Like, when you lost DiVincenzo, the hope was that the Deuce that had emerged last year and really was on an upswing would take another. You had to hope that he's going to take another one, especially in the playoffs. He's been brutal, man.
Honestly, that's been another major weakness for us.
Major.
And, you know, in Payne, you can't depend on him.
Can't.
You know,
you can never depend on campaign.
You know, it's he's the garnish, you know, if it works out, you know, but Deuce has definitely been disappointing to me, man, personally.
Yeah.
I believed him. I did. I thought, okay, this is great. You know, he's going to be, you know, a Dante type of guy coming off the bench, hits you a couple three-pointers, plays some tight defense. His defense hasn't even been.
Schroeder was cooking him last night.
Yeah. Totally cooked him. It cooked him one stroke, took him right to the basket.
Schroeder was killing him last night, man.
Killing him.
So it's like, man, like, you know, yeah, no Shamet. I mean, I'm always open to the Delon Wright minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe he gets a couple of threes down. Like, they got again, Mitch is the best bench player right now, but you need a perimeter guy out there.
You have to. I mean, look what happens when your guys go down. You need someone who you can depend on. Now, I mean, you know, Deuce historically has delivered for us, but this is a series where we could have seen some DeLon Wright minutes.
Yeah.
You know, we saw a little bit of Shamet.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and then he disappeared. He actually hit a couple of buckets in one of the earlier games, but we haven't seen him since game 2, I think, right?
Yeah. Did he get in 3? He's
might have gotten in 3.
He's averaging 4 minutes. He played in 4 games. Right. So he played in all 4 games, but he didn't play last night. 0 points. How many points, Shamet? 0.5 points. Sorry, 0.5 points. Yo, the bench has been brutal, man. Absolutely brutal. Cam averaging 4. Deuce 4. Landry a half a point. Mitch 4.2.
Now, I mean, if we want to look on a bit of a bright side on this, you know, you're in any series, you're going to have a game where both your stars don't have it, and you try to figure out a way to win anyway. Last night was that type of game. Like you said, Towns and Brunson were just terrible offensively. And look, the game, I mean, they were right there. It was 97-95 with a couple minutes left in the game. Knicks had it. They were at home. They could have pulled it out. So it was there. Do I think Towns and Brunson are going to play like that again in game 6? No way.
No. That's another reason why it's just like, it's one of those outliers, but you don't want to go to the well on that too much. And again, to me, it's more mindset. Like, even if you don't have it, move the rock. You know, Thibs, maybe find another spark. What do you think about the Precious thing? A lot of people have questions. Why isn't Precious playing in this series? What do you think about that?
You know, I don't have an issue with it personally.
Yeah, me neither.
He earned himself off the roster with his play towards the end of the year, of the regular season. But he could have played in this series. You know, that physicality that he has. He is, you know, athletic. He is one of our more athletic guys. Mm-hmm. We could have used that physicality that he can provide. He did a great job last year when he was called upon. I forgot which game that was against the Sixers, game 5, I think. So he can deliver you some quality minutes. But I think Thibs' thinking is there's no way I can ever play him against a team like the Celtics or the Cavs. So let's see. Yeah, I got to get this unit that I'm going to be working with to get in rhythm. Exactly. Give them as much time. He's even looked at Shamet's way a bit here and there. He's averaging about 5 minutes a game for 4 games. It seems less, honestly.
Yeah, seems much less than that. Seems a lot less.
But he's someone that I think we could have used yesterday when nobody was hitting buckets.
Yeah.
I mean, Mikal Bridges had 2 points at the half. You can't have your small forward having only 2 points at the half. That's just unacceptable.
Yeah.
Why not turn to another guy who might just accidentally hit you 2 buckets, in a row? He can do that. He's a bit of a rhythm shooter. Wasn't I'm with you on blaming the players for sure for their effort on the court, their lack of execution, and I mean, I did see fight in them, but it was the wrong kind of fight. It was trying to puff out chests and that kind of thing. Towns trying to get into the face of who was he taunting a little bit? Tobias. Yeah. Kate had to push that out of the way.
Yeah.
So there was a little bit of that, but not in terms of they just didn't. They look like they hadn't played together, and it's just shocking to think that with 3 guys who were in college together.
It happens far too often with this team.
Far too often, and those are the things that I didn't want to see in the playoffs.
Yeah,
that's the evolution that I wanted to have happen, where they started looking really connected. I was expecting, honestly, I still am expecting at some point just an offensive explosion from this team. You have 4 starters who can all give you 30 any night, and Josh Hart can give you, probably 20 and 20. I mean, he's that kind of guy. And there's gonna be a game like that where everyone's firing on all cylinders. And when they do that, it makes life easier for each other even more so. So it becomes even easier. The game becomes even easier for them when they're all hot at the same time. And we've seen it. I mean, the first 2 months of the season or so, what do we had, like the top 3 offense in the game, top 2, top 3?
Yeah.
Offense in the game.
Top
all
3.
That has gone away. All that is gone.
Yeah.
This team has been struggling offensively. I personally, I think it is because of fatigue. Mentally, you can rise above for a game, for a moment. But over time, it definitely does reveal itself negatively, fatigue. And I think that's what we're seeing. We're just not, it's not crisp passing, the inability to even do a lob game, just even the inability to even drive into the paint and just kick the ball out cleanly, effectively to shooters.
Paint touches, man. Paint touches, not clean.
Not clean. And they're not executing at all effectively. And yet they're up 3 games to 2.
Yeah.
So, and that's just because of the overall talent of the team itself.
Yeah. I agree with you wholeheartedly there, man. Well said. So to everybody in the chat once again, hit that thumbs up button for your boy, CP the Fanchise. We got George Esqueda, a.k.a. Into the Knicksverse in the building, recapping Game 5 and really kind of as a segue into Game 6 in terms of, these are kind of the adjustments that these guys need to make at the end of the day. So let us know your thoughts, man. Leave us some comments in the comments section. Real quick, want to salute some of our sponsors of today's show. Shout out to our friends over at Morgan & Morgan, man, America's largest injury law firm with over $25 billion recovered for over 500,000 clients. Morgan & Morgan has a proven track record of fighting to get you full and fair compensation. For example, in Florida, a client received $12 million after the insurance company's best offer was just $350,000. In Pennsylvania, a client was awarded $26 million, a staggering 40 times the insurance company's original offer of $650,000. And hey, man, listen, all law firms are not the same. There's a reason why Morgan & Morgan has been fighting for over 35 years with over 100 offices and 1,000 lawyers nationwide. So for you guys at home, man, if you have an injury claim, make sure you guys check out our guys at Morgan & Morgan because their fee is free unless they win. So free services for you unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/KFTV or dial pound law, which is pound 529 from your cell phone. So that's forthepeople.com/KFTV or dial pound law, pound 529 from your cell phone. Now, shout out to Morgan & Morgan, and also shout out to our good friends at LinkedIn, man. For you small business owners or medium-sized business owners, if you're looking for top talent, you can post your jobs for free on LinkedIn, and it's a great way to do so. You can also, what's great about LinkedIn is you can make your profile. You can do that. We're hiring logo on your profile so that people can see that your company is hiring. So it's a very friendly interface to use, and you post your job, you get the qualified candidates, you can share it with your network, and then you can choose the proper candidate from there. And based on LinkedIn data, 72% of small to medium-sized businesses using LinkedIn say that LinkedIn helps them find the high-quality candidates. So find out why more than 2.5 million small businesses use LinkedIn for hiring today. Find your next great hire on LinkedIn, and you can post your job for free at linkedin.com/KFTV. That's linkedin.com/KFTV to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. Okay. All right, so they did release the round 2 schedule, and that would set off on Monday should the Knicks take care of business. So, hey, hopefully you go out there Thursday, you take care of business. You got Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I guess they would probably travel to Boston on Saturday, and then you get Sunday, and then game 1 Monday, man. So, not that much time. So,
no,
gotta take care of business on Thursday, man.
Gotta be celebrating your Little Caesars.
Yes, yes.
There's no way.
Yeah, there's no way, man. All right, we got some calls in here. Let's go to the Discord. Say Quizzy. Go ahead and unmute your mic. Say Quizzy.
You hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. How you feel, man?
Feeling good. Feeling a little better.
Yeah.
Hopefully we could close this out tomorrow because we're going to need the rest. We play Boston Monday, and I just want to get it over with. I don't want to play this team no more. Hopefully we play better on the road. We play faster than when we do home. So I feel better about that, but we got to give Cat the ball early. We got to start off fast because I feel like the problem is we hold the ball too long.
Totally.
For our plays, like we wait until like 9 or 10 seconds where whoever get the ball at that time is either forcing it or we throw it out for like a heave. And another thing is should be no reason Thompson drops another 22 or get easy dunks.
Yeah.
Like that's the only thing I can say Pistons did different is they went into the paint more because to me it ain't really look like BZ, Tim Hardaway helped them really this game as in shooting wise. I feel like it was Duran getting easy rebounds because Cat kept helping, or if Duran didn't have it, he'll throw a lob to Thompson, so he'll get easy dunks or easy pass, lob, whatever. They have to stop that.
Yeah, they caught the Knicks lacking. Great job by them, man. Their athleticism and their smarts, and they can catch. You can catch Brunson lacking. You can catch Cat lacking all the time. So they were able to expose that little chink in the armor there, and good job by them. They executed. They got the job done there.
And I think it was smart for K too because like he didn't have it going early either.
No.
So he started getting his team involved, doing pick and rolls, passing it to them, and then later on, he started getting his buckets.
Yeah.
He need to fix. And Bridges, he got to make his open threes. Like, if we get open shots, you got to make them. There's too many times where we're open and we miss. And then the crazy part is Bridges would make the more difficult shots. He'll make the fadeaway contested ones than the ones where he's by himself in the corner.
Yeah.
I don't understand that, but even if we get out this series, we win. The offense versus Boston is kind of going to look scary because it's like everything is going to be Cat and Brunson. And if they not on A game, it's kind of scary because I don't think you're stopping Tatum that much. You're not really Brown. You could stop maybe White, but White got open shots.
It's all of them, man. It's all of them, bro.
They're all a problem.
It's all of them, bro.
Scary.
Yeah.
White could kill you. He could drop 25 one day.
Yeah. Horford could drop a couple threes on you. Porzingis.
And that's what I'm saying. Bridges, even Deuce, they got to make open shots.
Got to make your shots, man.
Pistons, what, 2 players that was non-shooters killed us. They don't need to shoot the ball. I hear a lot of Knicks fans complaining about Hart don't space the floor. Pistons got 2 players that don't shoot the ball.
Right.
And they dominate.
They use them
really
differently.
Yeah.
JB uses those 2 guys differently. They're always in the dunker spot. They look for them. They know how to execute the lob to them. They make life easy for them. And we don't do that for ourselves.
Like Thibs got a game plan for that because they got 2 shooters, 2 players that don't shoot the ball, and they execute it well. But that's all I really got to say.
Well said. Well said. Good call there by Say Quizzy. Rate that call in the chat, man. 1 being trash, 5 being facts.
I agree with all those points.
Yes. Salute to Say Quizzy. All right, shout out to Dylan Hogan, $10 super chat to salute CP and George. Family show, all the people bailing on the team. Scared Knicks will close it out on Thursday. Let's go. Yeah, you know, it's disappointing. You're looking forward to Boston. You see this team coming out lackluster. Detroit now, they're happy. They got momentum. It happens, man. This is part of the emotions. That's what make the playoffs so great. Yeah. But, hey, we had the same situation last year. Had to go in hostile territory. Had to go to Philly. They bought up all the tickets for the fans. Yeah. And they got the job done. So we'll see. No guarantees, but they got to just go out there and take it, man. The Knicks play their A game. There's no reason to lose. LD, shout out to LD, man. He was on American Idol last night on the show. They were LD was a fan favorite. Says this Knicks roster can beat the Celtics. Coach, I don't know. George, what do you think about that? LD's been notorious for saying that the Knicks roster. Well, first and foremost, LD was the one that said Deuce is better than Peyton Pritchard. LD, do you still think that, LD? Are you in the chat with us? But yeah, he says roster-wise, we're better.
Roster-wise, we're better than the Pistons?
Celtics.
Or than the Celtics?
Yeah.
That I'd have to disagree with. And they got championship, pedigree. Yeah. So they're champs. So they deserve the respect. They are the better team, no doubt.
Yeah.
But again, just like we were saying, you got to play better on the court. It's how you play actually on the court together. And I think last year's squad had that. This year's squad is more talented than last year's squad, but last year's squad played with much more connectiveness, much more fire. Defensively, they were better. This squad doesn't right now.
Yeah,
right,
100%.
They've had moments though. They've generally played very well defensively. This series, compared to what we were seeing, in the regular season, they definitely have played better defensively. But look, man, at the end of the day, when you have a guy like Karl-Anthony Towns on the court, just give him the ball, man. Just give him the ball and just let it fly, Cat. He did it late, and that's what kind of kept the Knicks around. He hit that like
major
32-footer or something like that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He can do that all game long, honestly. And you see that Mazzulla has given that green light to Porzingis. He'll stop and pop 35-footers.
Yeah.
I think Cat has to do that because first of all, he's fantastic at it. He's a great 3-point shooter, great long ball shooter. And it helps space the floor out, and it helps make his life easier when he wants to then drive to the hoop.
Right.
So I think part of it is just him. He's got to just do that. Maybe, though, we don't know. Maybe Thibs is, anti that. We don't know. We don't know what Thibs is. How is he's instructing these guys to execute the game plan. The one thing that I do know, and I have not mentioned this at all, and I don't think anybody has. I think maybe you have. And I think part of it is also what's so annoying at the beginning of the games. The strategy to me seems very clear. Thibs wants to get Duren and Thompson in foul trouble. So that's why we see those kind of ISO moments, trying to get those guys on Cat, and Cat's trying to muscle in so he's not spacing, because obviously he can't get guys into foul trouble when he's out on the 3-point line. So he's down low on the block, or he's at the top of the nail. They get him the ball, but even that, they're struggling to achieve that. and they're trying to get him into foul trouble. Now it's worked throughout the series here and there. Definitely has given us an advantage. But the problem is it takes your team out of an offensive rhythm, or not take them out. It prolongs their ability to start gaining a rhythm.
Yeah, yeah.
If your strategy is just, get them into foul trouble. And you can see it with Brunson and Thompson trying to get Thompson into foul trouble, and you see it with Cat and Duren. And I think partly Tobias as well. And that's just not, I mean, it's a great tactical decision, but when your offense is like, trudging through the mud to begin with, it's not the best way to establish a good flow.
Yeah.
And get these guys. And shooting is rhythm.
It's rhythm. It's rhythm. Got to get those paint touches, man. Got to work for it. Drive and kicks. Mike from Michigan. Let's go, Mike.
What's up? Y'all can hear me?
Loud and clear. How you feeling, bro?
Good. CP, George, good to be on with you. And CP, it was a pleasure to meet you the other day at the
Watch Party.
Watch Party,
yes, sir.
On Sunday.
Appreciate you, man.
Better vibes than yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm back home in Michigan, and the Pistons fans got the smoke for me, bro.
So
it was tough. It was tough yesterday.
Yeah,
it was tough.
I'm sure.
But yeah, man, Game 6, it's another organizational gut check. We had that after Game 2. Lots of questions about Cat, about Thibs, about Bridges, and obviously those games were tight, but they responded in games 3 and 4, and so they need to respond again. I think JB obviously had his first real bad game of the series. He typically doesn't have 2 bad games in a row, so I think he's going to do what he does. But Cat's got to step up. Thibs has to make a bold move, I think. You all talked about Deuce earlier. It's tough because it's like, I don't know if Shamet's going to be in rhythm. He hasn't played enough, but toward the end of the season, he was shooting better. Maybe that shooting off the bench gives you a spark. Maybe he has to try that, maybe you give Deuce a look, and if he's not looking good second half during that third quarter of hell, you bring in, Shamet to switch it up. And he competes on D as well. He has a little bit more length. Maybe that can help on some of their wings.
They need an energy infusion, man. Maybe it's Shamet. They need an energy infusion off the bench, man.
Right. And I just don't think that Thibs can just, of course, he's loyal, maybe sometimes to a fault. He's going to stick with his guys. I get it. But, if you have an opportunity to shake things up, you got to do it. And then lastly, I'll just say on Bridges, this is a huge gut check for him. He's had spotty moments here and there. But we talked about the potential of the Celtics next round, which is looking darker and darker. But, if you look at the Celtics as a test case, it took them a few years to get the team where they were to win the finals. They came short a few different times. And so it's possible that that's the track that we're on. But with Bridges, you got a decision to make. The next year's the last year of his contract. Do you want to max him out if you don't see something from him in this round and even in the next round, assuming we get there? You got him on an expiring like you did when you had Julius. And so do you look to make a move there? I mean, it's going to take time for the core to gel. So I'm preaching patience, but at the same time, with that next key piece you make a decision on, like Bridges, it'll be interesting to see what they do if this doesn't end the way we want it to end. But appreciate the time, and let's go Knicks. Let's get this dub.
Appreciate it, man. Mike from Michigan on the check-in.
Hey, look, Landry, he brought up Landry Shamet. Landry Shamet, in the last 10 games, was averaging about 7 3-point attempts, and he was burying 50% of them.
Yeah, he was.
So, I mean, he was starting to cook. I was convinced he was going to be a key member of the rotation
Me
of the
too.
playoffs.
I thought he was going to get in there, man. Thibs just hit the panic button on him. A couple of off shots, and then you don't hear from him again. So,
this series has exposed the Thibs that I have been concerned about the entire time he's been the coach for the Knicks. Of course, I root for him. I love him. I love his whole vibe. He's just a basketball nerd. He just basically, I mean, he's I think we're about the same age. He just loves the game. He lives and breathes it. He knows, it inside and out. But in game time situations, I do feel like he does freeze up. And last night we saw that but we saw it in an obvious way. But things like not turning to Landry Shamet or DeLon Wright at times. Also, give you some length out on the perimeter.
I thought they for sure, especially DeLon Wright. He's 6'5".
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. I mean, he could give Thompson some trouble. He could give Cade some trouble.
Yeah.
Didn't even play
Schroeder. I was looking for somebody who can slow Schroeder down. So far, nobody has been able to do that.
He's cooking us.
Kill him.
Exactly. So turn to some of these other guys, but that's he freezes. He's like, and then, as the minutes tick by, the game keeps changing and evolving. So there's a run. There's not a run.
Yeah.
Now you're behind. Now you're ahead. What do you do? He's never out in front and making decisions that force the other coach to try to counter.
Make a decision.
Yeah. Except for he is playing the Twin Towers.
Mitchy. Yep.
Mitch.
Yep.
He is playing Mitch with Cat, and I like those minutes. Though when you look at the stats, they're not that exciting.
Yeah.
Mitch and Cat together, according to Cleaning the Glass, they're only a plus 1.4. That's in total. It's only 73 possessions that they're showing here. But with Mitch, Cat, with Bridges, Deuce, and Payne, they're a plus 9, almost plus 10. But that they need more time together on the court to start try to figure that out. But you need to have Brunson out there. With Brunson, they're not that effective so far.
Yeah, no, good points, man. Good points. And Deuce is supposed to be an efficient 2-level scorer. He's just not giving you anything offensively, and defensively he's getting cooked. So I mean, at this point, you might as well try something else.
I think the reality too is he's definitely not 100% physically.
Yeah,
there's no way. So and then even Cat, I don't know if you noticed, but like right away in the beginning, Cat was like grabbing his back.
Yeah.
In the first quarter, the first 5 minutes of the game, just grabbing his back. He's like something ailing him. And look, he ends up having a terrible game. Maybe he wasn't feeling it.
Yeah.
Maybe physically he was hurting.
Honestly, man, I'm just happy he's made it through this entire season for the most part.
Yeah.
For the most part. And he's dealt with the knee tendonitis, but because Cat's been a guy historically, he's gonna miss a good portion of the season. But he's kind of made it through pretty well this year.
Yeah, he's been one of our most dependable guys. That's for sure.
For sure.
He played 72 games.
72 games this year. And go back through his history. What's the previous seasons? 1 year he missed a ton of time, like half a season.
Yeah, I think he's had a couple seasons like that where he's missed a lot. Let's see. He has missed. This is just playoffs, regular season. Last year he played 62 games. The year before that, 29 games.
Yeah.
In 2021-22, he played 74 games. That's pretty. But then in 20 and 21, he played 50 games. But I think that was a short season.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe so.
So in 2019-20, he played 35 games.
35.
Also a short season.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, it was in 22-23 that he really missed a lot of games last year as well.
Right. Well, there you go, man. Nick Rinaldi on the Discord. Go ahead and close us out. Nick Rinaldi.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
How you doing, man?
Doing all right. Today was pretty rough. I was pretty realistic, CP, last night. I really thought Detroit was going to give it to us, and I wasn't going to be surprised if we ended up dropping that game just because, I was all 82 all year. So I kind of got the gist with this team that if you're not setting the tone early, it's going to be really an uphill battle, and it's the playoffs. So that being said, trying to have some optimism going into Detroit. Just wanted to say a couple things. I'll try to keep it rapid fire. I've been a big sort of Thibs supporter for the most part through his whole tenure on the Knicks. I feel like he does keep his guys prepared. I think he actually is a pretty underrated coach in terms of player development. But I do kind of agree with George in terms of real-time adjustments. It almost feels like in game one, you put in a guy like Shamet, you play him early. He misses one or two shots, or maybe he has a defensive lapse, and he's not getting back in the game again. And I get that. If he's giving you nothing, you're not going to play him. But I feel like certain offensive adjustments in terms of inserting Shamet back in later in the game, and then maybe running a set for him, a pin down set for a three, those threes in the playoffs are momentum changers.
True.
I'd like to see a little bit more versatility. I also would have liked to see earlier in the series, because I don't think Thibs is going to adjust like this
Probably
for game
not.
6 and maybe game 7. I would have liked to see Precious just based on having like another big body out there. I think like a big issue Brunson's having this year is he's not getting enough space off these like initial screens, which Hartenstein was so good at last year.
Yeah.
And Cat, to be honest, is just not like a good screen setter.
Not
Let's
at
just
all.
be real. I feel like Precious, you know, you do add like another body out there to get boards, and I feel like that would have given us an advantage in, you know, the sloppy game 2 we had, maybe even last night, even though Mitch was killing them. So that was awesome. But that being said, I just want to sort of close out saying like I am optimistic because it seems like we don't have like home court advantage. Like we actually have away court advantage for some reason. I don't really know why.
Yeah.
And I do trust at the end of the day, based on, you know, watching this team over the last couple of years, Thibs and Brunson to make the proper adjustment. Like we've been saying, Brunson very rarely has 2
Bad
bum games in a row. And, you know, I'm not losing faith. So
Nice.
I just want to kind of keep it on that note.
Where are you from, man? You pulling up to the watch party tomorrow? Are you in the tri-state area?
Yeah. I live in Brooklyn. I'm from Rockland County.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of it. I'm from Suffern in Rockland County.
Okay.
I'm thinking of it. Depends, man. If I commute to work tomorrow, because I got one of those, you know, those hybrid jobs.
Gotcha.
Like if I commute to Manhattan, yeah, I'll probably bike over to the Ainsworth. I've been trying to catch a watch party.
Yeah,
but,
pull up, man. We'll have the roof open.
Sure.
It's nice. Yesterday was a nice vibe, even, you know, all things considered. You got the roof open, you got the big screen up there. It's nice.
No, for sure. I definitely will. I've been there before, like outside of watch parties, and it's a nice spot. So I'd love to sort of, you know, be every time I'm like out for like a watch party, Knicks always win. I was out like Pigs Beach for game 4, and it was popping.
All right, there you go.
Hopefully I can bring that energy. You know, when I watch in my living room, it's like a bum night. So that's the pattern I found. But anyways, man, appreciate it, guys. Appreciate all you do, CP.
Yeah, man.
Take it easy,
Stay up, Nick. Good call. And yeah, man, hopefully we see you there tomorrow, man.
Good call.
George, where you been watching? Have you been going to 33 taps with our left coast guys? Or you're in the bunker, you're at the crib.
I'm at the crib, man. I can't be allowed in public. not during the games. Not these kind of games either, man. My poor girlfriend has to suffer.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, I got to close the windows.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you.
Definitely. It's rough. I can't, because I tried last year. I did a couple of watch parties. We lost every one of them.
Oh, man. Yeah.
And it was just brutal, you know, and you're just like, and then, you know, trying to smile through it.
It's tough.
Yeah,
it's tough, man.
I commend you for pulling that off, man.
Yeah. No, everybody's been having a good time so far. So people at home, Game 6 watch party, man. We will be at the Ainsworth. I will be in the building tomorrow night, and hopefully we can close this one out. We'll start at 5:30. So make sure you guys get your tickets at KFTVWatch.com or KnicksFanTV.com, man. George, let the people know where they can find you, man. Great show, man. Great show.
Into the Knicksverse. Yeah, great show. Thanks for having me on, CP.
Yeah,
I
man.
love coming on, talking with you about the Knicks. I have a YouTube channel, Into the Knicksverse. Don't watch last night's recap. It was insane. It was insane. I was drunk and furious. I almost pulled the video.
Yeah.
I set my alarm for 4 or 5 a.m. because there's, you know, my core audiences watch it immediately, and then it spikes in the morning.
Yeah.
I was gonna pull it after that because they get me, they get my vibe. But I slept through it. I let it live, but it was insane.
Yeah. Oh man, listen,
I was furious.
Me too, man. Me too.
So, but yeah, I mean, generally, it is an F-bomb laced recap. Sometimes it's not. Just try to do analytical stuff as well. You know, I hope that, man, I hope they really give us a nice present on tomorrow night. I hope they come out and on the floor show us the team that we believe in, that they can beat.
Yeah.
That they can all the best version of themselves. That's what I'm hoping for. You've got 4 great players, and then there's Josh Hart, who he's a great role player. That's rebounding guard. I think there is a great game still left in this team, and I hope it's tomorrow night. I was hoping it was last night, and that's added to the disappointment.
Sure.
Especially at the Garden. I want them to close. I wanted to see people go nuts.
Sure.
I wanted to see you out there on the street.
I was ready for the mosh, man. I was dressed for the mosh.
Yeah. I wanted them to like pass you around. And it didn't happen. So now it's going to be in Detroit.
Yeah.
Definitely hope there is not a Game 7. Don't want to see that. But I'm, look, I love it. I live for these moments.
Likewise.
NBA basketball playoffs, especially, is just tremendous.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think the refs have had a hard time. I know they want to let them play, but then it gets chippy, and then they start calling more fouls. So then it throws. I think it confuses the players. They don't know what's really a foul and what's not a foul. I think that's a big issue.
Yeah, it's a new crew. It's a new crew every day.
New crew. Yeah.
New crew.
Is that how it used to be in the old days?
I don't remember, man. Chuck D's in the chat. Chuck, maybe you'll know. Do they always change the officiating crew? Has that always been a thing? I'm not so sure.
Yeah, I don't recall it being that drastic. Maybe I could see like one guy of that crew hangs back and 2 new guys come, or they rotate them out like that. But just completely new crews, I don't remember that.
You don't really get a chance to get into a flow with the refs.
Yeah, to know what this ref allows and what that ref doesn't.
Yeah, well, I knew for 2 and yesterday that they were going to call it tight, and they did. So, hey. Just got to battle through it, man. But, yo, great show, man. Appreciate the time for sure. We were trying to get this done for some time now, man. So, great show. Yeah. And let's do it again soon, man. Let's wrap this series up, man.
Let's wrap it up tomorrow.
Let's do it. Let's do it, man. All right, that was our guy Into the Knicksverse. Shout out to George, man. Once again, salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to all of our Fanchise channel members. Great show, man. Great show, great session. I had to have that catch-up session. Like he said, he was a little sauced up last night. I was a little sauced up last night, so I had to have that, catch-up show. That's why I like doing the Bleacher Report shows every other day, because I can kind of, get really evaluate the games. Because the thing is that when you go to the games, like I said, when I go to the games or I'm at the watch party, it's hard to really, dig into the game. Like, when I'm here, and I watch the game, I'll have the game on the TV, and then I'll have the game on League Pass, so I can rewind, I can look at things 100 times over, and then I can really tap in. But when I'm at the games, I'm at the game with Wifey, and then I'm at the game with my friend McCallan, if you know, you know, and then it's a crazy time. By the time the clock is over with, I'm on a new level, as Future would say. So, yeah, had to have this catch up, but yeah, man, we'll be all right. We'll definitely be all right. Salute to all our Fanchise channel members. Salute to TM. He got the Fanchise channel members new. What do you want to call it, TM? Membership badges. We got new membership badges in the chat. Fantastic. Look. So you got different color membership badges, depending on the amount of time that you've been a Fanchise channel member. So shout out to TM, man, for adding that just little touch, just little things, man, that goes a long way. So shout out to TM. Great job by you there. And we keep it pushing. Tonight we will have Game of the Week preview. We'll have Alex, and I think we have Koo coming back. So Alex and Koo will be on the 1s and 2s for the Game of the Week preview. Also, remember that, as I said, the watch party. Hey, tomorrow night, Tri-State area, make sure you tap in. The rooftop is open at the Ainsworth. Yesterday was a beautiful vibe. It was a beautiful day yesterday. We got the big screen going. Then we got some screens by the bar. We got tables, couches, very, very loungy, very plush. And it should be another good day in New York City as well. So make sure you get your tickets at KFTVWatch.com or KnicksFanTV.com. Channel members, your discount is in the community section. So channel members, always remember that you get a discount and a free drink on CP the Fanchise. So for channel members that pull up, make sure you let us know, and we will get you a free drink ticket, especially during happy hour, so you can kind of set the tone, set the vibe. Don't got to be alcohol. If you want soda, whatever you want, we'll give you a drink ticket, and you can get that going there. All right. What else do I have on the agenda here? Salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to the Rhyme Animal, Chuck D. What else? Oh, shout out another one of our sponsors, man. Car Gurus. Shout out to Car Gurus, man. Listen, if you guys are looking to make a next big purchase, obviously with the economy situation, the tariff situation, it's a lot of uncertainty in terms of the auto market. But with Car Gurus, man, you can make a purchase with confidence and not confusion. They help you cut through the noise, showing you the best deals and in-depth vehicle details so you can feel confident about your purchase. Because when it comes to your big deal, you deserve the best deal. And I've been in the market for a new car, for a new whip for some time now. And so I've been on Car Gurus looking for my next vehicle. All right, so make sure you guys check them out, man, because shopping for a car should be exciting, not exhausting. But between misleading prices and hidden fees, it can feel like a maze. That's where Car Gurus come in. They rank the best deals, verified dealers, and make sure you never pay more than you should. Your next big deal, it just became a great deal. And also, SimilarWeb estimated that traffic data shows that Car Gurus is the #1 most visited car shopping site. So buy or sell your next car today with Car Gurus at cargurus.com. Go to cargurus.com and make sure your big deal is the best deal. And once again, that's cargurus.com. Okay, shout out to our guys at Car Gurus, man. What else happened at the game? Listen, overall bad night, but good times. I saw your boy SAS at the game last night. Yeah, definitely Stephen A. He's moving through the crowd. He's moving through the Delta Club like he was Nino Brown. He's stopped in and, exchanged the greeting. Nothing more, nothing less. Nothing more, nothing less. Just saying, what up, SAS? He said, what's up, man? How you doing? Man, I'm doing all right, man. Just kept it moving. Got back to my, what they have in the Delta last night. They had like a veggie lasagna with some scallops and some salad. Banging. Off the chain. Shout out to Jimmy D in there, man. Delta Club is where it's at. Shout out to my peoples in there. We had a good time. All things considered. But yeah, man. Great show, George. Great job as usual, man. Great job. Next level salute, man. He says, I love this channel. Everyone does such a great job. My KFTV family is awesome. I appreciate you, man. Next level appreciate you, man. Absolutely. Shout out to the Rhyme Animal, Chuck D, for sure. And, we'll get back to it. We'll see you guys tonight. Game of the Week preview will be at 10 o'clock Eastern. So go ahead, catch up, put the kids to bed, eat some dinner, and we'll be back to it. #1 show for the fans, by the fans. Like, share, and subscribe. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Thanks again, man. Bleacher Report, we out of here. Peace.